Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Zelda 1 Randomizer 2022 All Boards, No Swords Tournament Bracket Rounds. This is the first match between JamEvil and syscrusher. With me is Alsoa in the commentary booth.
Hello, everyone.
And Spotosaurus on tracking.
So the first thing you're going to notice that's different between this and the Swiss phase is that the red candle is no longer forced to be the white sword item. This has multiple effects, including but not limited to the fact that the white sword item probably is going to end up being worse.
There are very few things better.
And the other thing is that forced overworld blocks is now on. So one of the recorder, power bracelet, or raft is going to be required no matter what to logically beat the seed. However, the runners are still starting with 3 Triforce pieces, so they may not need to visit that dungeon.
And those dungeon or the sword item has to be blocked by the recorder, the raft, or the power bracelet. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. General rule of thumb that I think at least I'm going to use is that if I see the bomb upgrade in a cave, that will probably be the magical sword bomb upgrade, because that does not change. But the white sword bomb upgrade can also now be in the white sword spot, and our start is going to be up near level 1.
Right in the middle of the map. About as close as you can get, really.
This is actually a really nice starting location in terms of Armos routing, because you can get all 5 Armos spots pretty quickly.
Both of them have chosen the West Death Mountain spot first.
Yeah, I like this play, actually, because these spots are a little bit more annoying to route in sometimes. So this crusher's got to be careful, but finds a level 5.
That's about as quick as possible. Both of them are going to go and take a look.
I think it is a little bit of runner's preference as to how early you want to start digging dungeons. Some runners like to do what we're seeing both runners do here, which is kind of poke your head in a little bit, see what you can get on the floor for free, and then just kind of leave. Other times, runners will say, nope, I'm not going into a dungeon before I have a weapon, and that's the end of the story.
And I think that felt a lot better when you were guaranteed a weapon on the overworld with the White Sword Cave, or at least almost guaranteed it in the Swiss rounds. But now in the brackets, I feel like it's even more beneficial to dig these earlier.
Yeah, you just have to be careful about what resources you're willing to use. And you have to be a little bit more willing to bomb kill rooms, as we find that we start with 1, 5, and 6.
And both of them just stole the keys out of 5 and took off.
Yeah, that's pretty normal. So I would not be concerned about that at all. Ooh, hello.
I just found a ladder under the Death Armos screen.
So that has some interesting implications for the overworld blocks, potentially. It actually does have a slightly less implications here than in the Swiss phase, because in the Swiss phase, only the wood sword could be allowed to be blocked. Speaking of allowed to be blocked, there is our candle at the grave.
So does that mean that the coast item can also be oh no, give access to the blue candle, but we've already found the blue candle now.
Right, and the host item does not count as a blocked item on the overworld. Although
Right,
it is a raft, which is a blocking item. I expect we're going to see syscrusher probably check this cave and then route back up. 70 for the large secret is not fantastic. Especially when... 16 door repair is not bad, actually. Yeah, I think that's kind of okay.
Ooh, and these Gurias rolled down, or Moblins rolled down, so we might be able to farm some bombs off them in the desert here.
Those are, in fact, Gurias. And Jam does get a bomb back. This crusher gets to go back to start.
Didn't quite make it to that coast draft spot.
Might make his way back there now, though. Does not have the candle, so not going to be able to check as much. We do have Eddie Rhodes on Jam's side.
6 for the small suit.
Money's not great. Ooh, that's interesting.
That was the coast raft, right?
Yes.
So any road on the coast raft cuts our ability for that raft to be useful down to just one more spot.
Indeed. We'll see how impactful that one more spot is as we find our first bonus cave.
Funny that Jam, without the raft, is the first to find out what's on that raft spot.
Yeah. It's one of the oddities of any road being there is helps you out a lot with that. So find level 1 at the 30 Armos.
Everything's under an Armos today.
So level 9 is going to be under the last Armos.
Gotta be.
Yeah. Jam is going to elect to spend a key, but gets a game of 3-door Monty as his reward. This is not an easy level 1 enemy set.
You may be able to clear this orange Wizard room, though. Not if they roll up, though.
Well, if they roll up, if Jam has to get a lucky bomb drop or get a very good lineup like that. Does not get the lucky bomb drop, but does get a push block. That's the White Sword bomb upgrade in level 1. Jam is probably pretty okay with that right now.
Yeah, starting with knowing that you just spent all those bombs and are going to be locked out of a lot of places, at least you're back up to 10 bombs now.
Yeah.
And also knowing that level 1 has a lot of opportunities to spend those bombs.
But also is currently key blocked for Jam. And level 1 is really good about just eating all of your keys. Though Jam will check some pure wedding doors. Does get a free door here. Door repair for Syscrusher up in the northeast. Now Syscrusher doesn't yet know that his candle that's free is over in the grave. But he may not route back there for a while. Jam does get a key. We'll see if he elects to spend it.
We're not terribly far from start to start scumming those keys.
Yeah, and I think that's probably what that may be something we see a little bit more throughout. Syscrusher's not going to buy the Pity Heart.
For the 96 rupee keys, not that he could afford them, but...
Jam is currently experiencing some graphical glitches. Please hold.
There's some serious flooding here, and...
Oh, that's 1 rupee shy of that bomb pack for Syscrusher. So, what mod do you think this is?
It's the Wind Waker mod. They're underwater here.
Ah, you know what? I like it. Syscrusher does unfortunately take a death over by the waterfall. Jam in not much better shape. And it looks like Syscrusher is taking some retries to get his money back. I like the play, actually.
I love retries. Every time you spend a resource and you get nothing, and you know that it's not going to help you, a retry is amazing.
I would agree with the caveat that depending on where you are, retries are not necessarily the most convenient option in the world. Like, if you're all the way on the other side of the world and you retry and have to go back for one spot, that's a little bit less convenient.
But when you've just died, you're at start anyway.
Yeah. I see a HUD clip from Jam.
That's a way to get out of there with 1 heart.
That guy hates paper cuts, so we take the paper from him.
Providing safety.
It's OSHA approved.
So Sis is headed out to the start area where he finds level 6.
Level 6 is a level that you probably are going to do exactly what Syscrusher is doing. Walk in, see that it's not something you want to clear, and leave, and hopefully never come back. Especially when you start
with the Triforce already, yeah. There's no sense in digging that. He still has his 2 keys from level 5, but I think he's looking for a much smaller dungeon to use those in.
He's also still probably looking for his candle, given he hasn't seen that yet. Jam's got to be a little bit careful dodging these Lionels to get into this cave. Does so. He's rewarded with a key shop.
And Sis should be routing around to the grave spot reasonably quickly. He finds level 8 at vanilla level 3.
Gonna peer what the door? No door. Probably has to bomb in. And syscrusher is starting to get a little bit of an information lead over Jam, which is not insignificant.
He certainly spread his tendrils out into the corners here faster than Jam did.
And there are times where a runner can be ahead, but if they just don't know where one dungeon is and the other runner does, that's a perfect window of opportunity for the other runner to catch up. Heart container in the south corner.
He's actually not routing to the grave. He quit there in the southwest corner. Without a candle, I guess he doesn't want to leave those. He's going to leave those burn spots in the deadwoods behind anyway.
Yeah. I'm curious to where he's headed here. Oh, he might be headed to go get some bombs. Which
Does have enough for one pack now.
It's still not a terrible idea, though. The floods of Hyrule have been cured. Syscrusher is now going to find level 1.
And JamEvil into vanilla level 1.
Finds money. And the money's not fantastic in the sea, but it's not absolutely abysmal. Syscrusher without bombs is not going to be able to get this White Sword bomb upgrade.
You just have to have one bomb, Syscrusher. One bomb. It's a great investment.
You have to have at least 2. Because remember, the orange wizards are 2 HP.
I'm sorry, yeah, you do have to clear those orange wizards. You're right.
Well, okay, technically they're 5 to 8 HP, but for in all intents and purposes, in swordless, because you can only kill them with bombs, they're basically 2 HP because they take 2 bombs. Alright, so Jam's now going to get the ladder.
And Jam hasn't yet seen the coast item, so we might see a play over there pretty quickly.
Jam will get the large money. I predict level 7 will be the next level we find.
Rolling lucky 7s.
Well, we have found 5 and 6. The difference between 5 and 6 is 1. And then we found 1, and then the other level we found is 8. And the difference between 8 and 1 is 7. There's your math for the day. Thank you.
Thanks for the math.
And we find 4. Well, I'm wrong.
4 is like half of 7. Rounded up.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Okay, so if with 4 being... there's 7! Okay.
Oh, it was just, a little bit of lag.
Ah. And 7's ladder blocked.
Yeah, but we have the ladder.
Okay. For anyone that has not seen me do commentary before, I'm really bad about forgetting when runners have ladder early because it normally never shows up early.
As a runner, I'm terrible at that too. A number of times that I have gone to mark that I'm ladder blocked in a dungeon on my tracker and have it not let me because I actually do have the ladder. I think it's 4 or 5.
Yeah. Syscrusher will now find the Any Roads. And a map of... Ugh. That's a 7.
That's a lot of parts. It's like a alien ship on a bombing run. It's dropped 1 bomb down there.
You know what? I like that. I like that a lot. Jim with 1 key and no bombs. We'll go ahead and clear out this last Stalfos. Syscrusher now finding the Any Roads. This will put him in the direction of the blue candle. Oh, well, Jam's not going to get much further in 7 without bombs now, is he?
There's just a lot of staircases you have to clear in 7 with that many segments. Yeah.
Combined with 7 likes to play Find the Magic Bomb Wall, but none of the bomb walls open. Syscrusher is now headed in the direction of the blue candle. So, gonna be a little bit behind on getting the candle, but does have some additional dungeon knowledge that Jam doesn't quite have yet.
But killing his first enemy at 15 minutes isn't going to feel terribly good.
No, but I don't think that in and of itself is necessarily going to be a huge swing one way or the other. Just because Jam really hasn't been able to convert this blue candle into a ton except for that white sword bomb upgrade.
Yeah.
As of yet.
And he's used a bunch of bombs to look for places, but they haven't led to anything, so. I mean, five of our dungeons are in open caves.
Yeah.
Only one behind a burn bush, so.
The bigger question will be, syscrusher at some point is going to have to experiment with killing enemies, and now sees that the Grias are 1 HP and are probably very good for farming. And these pack of 4 is only 2 screens away from start, so if you need to get bombs quick, that's not a terrible spot to go to. Cheap meat in this seed.
It's the perfect price for syscrusher, 44 rupees, and he's got 44 rupees, but he refuses to spend them.
I don't think you buy the meat this early.
No, I wouldn't. Especially with their reasonably expensive bombs and a low money seed. I think the odds of that meat block are quite low.
Right. I do like what syscrusher's doing, though. Takes the reset that's going to put his global counter on 1, which means that if he gets a drop like he did, it's going to be a bomb. This is a very solid and consistent way to get bomb drops. It might take a little bit of time once you get that first one, but it becomes significantly easier to get more as you keep doing that. And really, I think that's something that you should consider if you have easy bomb droppers in your start like they do in this seed. Jam's going to pirouette open the bomb wall on level 4. Syscrusher's going to continue looking for levels. We are currently missing levels 3, 2, and 9, if I'm reading this map correctly.
That is correct.
Looks like Jam is going to elect to clear a couple of extra enemies in that maze room. Potential Goma block.
That would be so sad. Syscrusher's going to check our west raft spot.
The raft will not be required.
We have not found that block dungeon yet, so with all of our open caves, there's still going to be one that's going to be extra blocked. Or the white sword.
And that is actually something you can take into consideration if you're running this, if you decide to run this yourself. If you get down to where you only have one dungeon or just the white sword item that is overworld blocked, you can kind of use that to quicken up your overall exploration by knowing you don't have to check any of the non-blocked caves. The big thing is you have to make sure you also consider the white sword cave in that pool. If you don't, then you might find yourself accidentally ignoring spots a little bit too early.
You could end up full clearing everything including 9 and then realize that there was still that one overworld spot left.
And it just had to be the white sword item that just had to have the silvers. Syscrusher now does have some bombs going back into level 1, so this may net him a bomb upgrade. May also net him some additional resources. Ooh, really good Zol grouping up there at the top. Should be able to get this Zol down. Ooh, just misses.
So close.
And he does not want to...
He's just going to reset the room, yeah.
Yeah, you don't use your bomb on gels unless you know you can store a force. There we go. That's what he wants. Now he's got 3 keys. He's going to like to spend the key here. We'll end up in the key door room.
Triforce and 4 is in that possible push block room. And Jam picks it up for the first real Triforce of the match.
Now, that will not have a push block because there was a Triforce in there, even though we do have remove most open stairs on. And good bombing from syscrusher in this white sword room.
Both runners made quick work of that. Very impressive with the rolled up orange wizards in that room. Patient waiting for those to group up and being ready for it.
Right now, there's probably about half of a level's worth of difference between the two runners, with Jam having the Triforce at a level 4, but syscrusher may elect to continue digging level 1 a little bit. Jam did not go in this key door. He didn't want to spend his last key. We'll see if this pays off for syscrusher. if he is able to get the second item out of this level 1, and it's something big like the wand, this could be a very important play.
Always good to see that the 5 blue wizard room is Zelda's room, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to complain about that. Ooh, they died to 1 bomb. That's very... Oh my goodness! All right. So Syscrusher has gotten 2 very important things there. The first is the bow. The second is the knowledge that Gibdo's died to.
That's right, exactly. It's one of those things you don't really think to test out because I mean, what do they start with? 8, and they roll all the way down to 4.
They start with 7.
7, yeah.
So that's one of those little things that, from a knowledge standpoint, can be very important when you get into the later dungeons because they become significantly easier to force bombs off of. Syscrusher does not look to have an interest in 4 at this time, as Jam will find level 9 over in the southeast lake. And I think I can understand why Syscrusher is not rushing to go back into levels.
Well, our 2 smallest levels are still out there, and he's got 5 hearts and still needs that white sword item.
Furthermore, Syscrusher has the bow, which means if he can find an arrow shop like
Bingo.
this one, permanent weaponry, now I think he'll be a lot more willing to go into dungeons.
And that level 4 may even be Goma blocked for the item, so...
Yeah, I think I would give the lead at this current stage to Syscrusher. We'll see what he can do with it and how he can keep that, but at this stage he would definitely have a lead.
I'm just clearing the south coast here. Trying to pick up some bombs on the way. There is definitely like a probing stage of these, finding out which enemies are rolled up and rolled down so that you know, make a list for yourself about what I should be killing.
Yeah, it's not something... It's not something that you often consciously think about, but it is something that is pretty important when it comes to your, especially when it comes to your bomb forces.
I tried to force a bomb off a max HP Moldorm the other day, and I had no idea when to drop a bomb on him and when not to.
So, I think with this overworld, we're not really going to see very many Lionel kills unless we have to. Just because there's no real reason to kill them for bombs when the Gurias exist. Jam finds a bomb shop, decides to hold off.
Could be thinking blue ring?
He could be thinking blue ring, he could be thinking maybe I'll find a bomb upgrade. He could be thinking arrows in case he is concerned about a potential Goma block, especially given that he has seen the Goma in a potential push block room in level 4.
I guess unless you're planning to... Yeah, and indeed he's going to buy the arrows. Yep. Unless you're planning to head to Death Mountain anytime soon. It's not like there are that many places he hasn't bombed yet.
And I think if I'm in Jam's shoes, I'm probably doing the same thing he did. I'm going to buy the arrows first, get the blue ring after. If I have money, go from there.
We're also both sitting on 0 keys, even having stolen those 2 out of 5, so dungeon exploration is quite a bit harder when you don't have any keys.
Yeah. Syscrusher is up in Death Mountain, electing to go ahead and dig that now. I think it makes sense while you have the bombs to go ahead and just knock this out. Jam is checking near start, is going to find the letter. We'll see if he elects to pick it up or not. For as low a money and seed as this has been, both runners are not necessarily strapped for cash.
I think it's the low mugger or door repair penalty that's helping.
We find another take any up on Death Mountain.
So both runners do have wooden arrows now, right?
Yes. Jam is going to elect to buy the meat.
Wow.
I think he will buy a key here as well. No? Not buying a key. Interesting.
I mean, a key is useful in every dungeon. A meat is potentially useful in one dungeon.
That's
on the recorder.
That's a big find for Syscrusher 2, up on the tippy top corner of Death Mountain.
And we also know that it's a 20-ish% chance that that's going to block our one of our dungeons.
And it will be a required dungeon because the only dungeons we have left now are 2 and 3. This is actually... So far, Syscrusher has gained the early lead. We'll see what he's able to do with it. But I am expecting Syscrusher to go ahead and just check the whistle location now. Oh, and level 2 found. So level 3 will be our blocked dungeon.
Interesting. Up until now, he hasn't even fired that arrow.
Gonna get a heart in level 2. That is not necessarily the coast heart. Every dungeon will have a heart on the floor, so you always assume that the first heart you see in a dungeon is the natural dungeon floor heart, and you assume that the coast heart will be found later. Unless it's not level 1 or 2, in which case there will be no floor item, although in Syscrusher's case, he won't be back to level 1 anyway. Syscrusher doing a little bit of arrow conservation where he can. Not a terrible idea. Jam will now be in... Ooh, that's a Triforce in 2. Syscrusher is going to elect to go a couple more rooms. I like the play.
Oh yeah, I'm sticking here in 2.
It is a pretty
now
small...
that we have the map, we have all kinds of information about where we should spend our resources.
Yeah. Plus, it's not segmented, so you should be able to get the item in just one swoop.
Level 2 is always a little hard for me, though, because when I know that I'm just looking for an item, I can't just look for staircases. Although the red ring, Syscrusher picks up here in the early parts of 2. He's got repeatable offense. He's got the best defense in the game, except for the magical shield, of course.
Well, you know what they say, the rich keep getting richer. Syscrusher probably may feel pretty good about his position if he thinks that and only if he thinks that Jam would be key conservative in level 1. But you can't necessarily feel like realistically you can't necessarily feel like you're ahead per se in any of these situations. You may feel like you're in a good position, but you can't really predict what your opponent's going to do just because of how strong this field is.
Yeah, I think you only really feel ahead if you make some crazy play and find something that your opponent wouldn't do. And that hasn't really been the case yet.
Yeah, I mean, Jam's probably going to find level 2 in short order. Might take him a little bit to get there just from overworld routing. And that recorder was pretty close to an any road, so you have to imagine Jam will check that when looking for his last dungeon.
I was going to say the recorder is the most out there play right now, but even that is going to be, as we can see, taken care of right away here by Jam.
Now, I did not see Syscrusher check the recorder spot at Vanilla 7.
I don't believe he did.
And I don't believe he's seen level 7 yet either. So Syscrusher does not yet know that he's only looking for an overworld block location. He also hadn't found level 9, which he has found. And
so once he routes down to the Deadwoods and does Recorder Lake, we may have all of our dungeons by then.
And I can't blame Syscrusher for saying, okay, I'm just going to keep exploring what I know exists, because if you don't know for certain that you're going to be able to just start skipping caves, you don't skip the caves. Oh, man.
He's going to end up back in 4 here. Oh, his Jam is going to be 1 bomb short. Yikes.
Yeah, because the recorder's right here, and I imagine he would be pretty okay seeing that. think it's going to be only one way into level 4 for syscrusher.
Unfortunate for Jam going up with just a couple too few bombs into West Death Mountain.
Thankfully, Jam does have the any road that leads right there. So that'll help him get back there a little bit quicker, but he needs to get some bombs, whether it's through killing or through buying. And that's a compass for syscrusher. He's going to know that the Triforce is in this room. Will he elect to continue looking for the item?
That Goma, I believe, is in the next room, and maybe just for the purpose of clearing it, he'll notice that there's a good chance that it's going to be the item. And it's not even the item.
But still, you clear that Goma as soon as you see it, because you have no reason not to.
And just to press your advantage, right? I mean...
Right. I like this choice to go ahead and dig out 4. So the keys have 2 HP. Gets a key for his efforts.
Jam decided to use his 4 bombs on East Death Mountain, rather than going all the way back up to West Death Mountain, but gets sniped by a Lionel on the way there.
Oh, that was not what I was expecting you to say. I was half expecting you to say Jam is elected to use his face as a shield.
Oh. I hate that. I hate that hallway right there in East Death Mountain. My least favorite though is when I have a dark net like blocking for the projectile shooters, some dark nets and some Lionels. Defense and offense. And Sis is making more progress in here on killing Gomas. There was a shutter door that he gets to walk by. Looks like Jam took the hint and came over to West Death Mountain after all.
Yeah, this will get him a recorder, which he'll probably be okay with. I mean, it's an item that can be required. We have a potential push block here for syscrusher, but no dice. Gonna be another heart for Jam. Given that both runners picked up the letter, I would expect that they will just take the hearts out of the take any's when they get the option. And this will be a recorder for Jam. Has to be a little careful. You may have been trying to set up a force there. But that'll be a recorder. Has more than enough hearts to pick it up. And syscrusher now has seen most of that upper portion of 4. No map yet is a little concerning.
Yeah, this 4 has not been nearly as generous as level 2. A lot of things that look like they're good paths aren't, and a lot of things that look like push blocks aren't.
Finds another key door, as well as a man who needs to finish a tweet. Jam is on the path to level 2. This could be the room that syscrusher needs.
Jam trying to use his own brute strength to push the push block, not knowing that he has no power bracelet.
Sadly, the beard does not impart extra strength.
Should be able to like drink a potion for temporary push block strength.
Ooh, that could be fun. Oh my goodness!
Boy.
Well,
it's all coming up syscrusher right now.
Yeah, that is a wand deep in level 4 behind multiple locked doors. And honestly, I think right now the biggest difference between the two runners is syscrusher's willing to be a little bit more cavalier about using keys.
Yeah, the key in one that led to the bow, and the keys here in 4 that led to the wand. And really, he didn't buy keys. Jam could have bought keys. He's sitting on 255 rupees right now.
Yeah, just like that's the thing is sometimes you have this kind of situation where like, do you spend the key? Do you not? syscrusher's elected to say, I'm going to just spend the keys, and what I get is what I get, and it pays off.
I can never do it. I'm afraid I won't be able to finish the seed if I spend keys like that.
So now let's see where syscrusher decides to head to. And Jam's going to use the monster
Look at
bait.
the bait getting its full use here, and gets 2 bomb drops out of it.
Very nice. Triforce and 2 for Jam. We'll see if he elects to take it. He does. Syscrusher finds the magical sword bombs.
The item in 2 is very quick, though, so hopefully he heads back in.
And from Syscrusher's perspective, he's got 2 missing dungeons right now. He's got level 7 and level 3 outstanding.
Perhaps both in the southwest.
Yes. Whereas Jam, I believe, only has 1 level outstanding at this time. Which is going to be level 3. So I believe Jam knows.
That's right. That he's looking for... Well, he now has the flute, so he may have an opportunity to find it there, but he might also be looking for the power bracelet.
Right. It's like Syscrusher's going to flute away to somewhere. Syscrusher fluting to 6. I don't think
the screen always annoys me because it puts me on the right side of the lake, and almost always I want to go to the left side, or the river.
Syscrusher is going to elect to go into level 8. Now, he does need a Triforce out of here, so... he has to dig it anyway, but what a start to 8!
Yeah, I saw this on Jam's side. He was in and out because of it. He does have enough bombs, though. Jam didn't even have the option of clearing this room.
Looks like he's going to go for it. Unfortunately, smokes a dongo. That is not what you want to do when in Swordless specifically. Normally, you want to smoke the dongos to get free bombs, but without a sword, you can't do that. Thankfully, you only have to clear this room once to get the drop, and the drop is nothing.
So Jam luckily did choose to take a right turn here, and rather than going to that bottom part of 2, because he will find his red ring.
But now has no bombs again.
No bombs, no keys, but plenty of money.
Yeah, I think if you're Jam, you gotta just start buying up keys and bombs at this stage. Syscrusher's about to find level 7 and the knowledge that, okay, I just need to go check blocked overworld spots. And I would be tempted to go check the recorder spot before digging 7, just in case 3 is there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, this is what he's processing right now. Wait a minute. This is my second to last dungeon.
Again, it's ladder blocked, but we have a ladder. But Syscrusher's going to have the wand, so that will allow him a lot more options with respect to clearing some of these rooms. See the lovely map of 7. Jam does get a bomb pack off the Gorilla. Yes, Jam does have the red ring. Jam is headed straight for that recorder spot.
So Jam may actually be the first to find level 3 if it's here.
Let's see. It is level 3.
Indeed. So Power Bracelet is not useful.
And Syscrusher is going to have that knowledge very quickly. Because I imagine Recorder Lake is going to be the first place he checks.
And I think that if Jam's best opportunity... Whoa.
Jam did have that occur, but it looks like he saved right beforehand. So he can just go straight back to level 3.
I think one more key than he had when he last left a dungeon.
If that's the case, then what else does he not? Well,
red ring.
Like he still has it looks like.
I can't tell the difference in that sprite, but I think you're right.
His shield looks white, and it wasn't white before. Syscrusher has left level 7. Let's see what he decides to do from here. Looks like he's headed back to Recorder Lake. Nope, he's whistling away.
Oh, it's interesting.
Does he not think he only has an overworld block left?
I mean, even if you do, the first place to check is the place you're closest to, I think.
Or
he thinks he has all the dungeons, I guess.
Ooh, he's buying keys. Okay, you know what? Okay,
That's fair.
I'm okay with this.
I've been encouraging key purchases this entire game, so.
But now he is headed away from Recorder Lake. Heading over here to buy some bombs, okay. He might just be getting resources to go back into 7 with, which is fair.
7 is big, and so, like, if you hit another triple Dodongo room with a shutter door, and, you know, and you're low on bombs, you're going to be miserable, so.
And you have to clear it anyway. You could also be thinking about level 8. Maybe he's concerned that he's going to need a power bracelet and figures he should look for power bracelet first, which isn't entirely unreasonable.
That would be the percentage play.
Plus, he does still have to dig 8 anyway, so it's not like you can necessarily skip 8.
And I knew he blocked here on the first room in 8.
I do expect, though, with the Recorder, if he sees an early Triforce, he's just leaving. Like that. Maybe you check a couple of rooms, but I can't imagine you stay long in this 8 with that early of a Triforce.
I mean, he's just missing silvers now, right?
Yeah. So checking a couple of rooms around the Triforce isn't bad. You might find some keys. You might find some.
I mean, the keys I think is the best option here. Is just 8 drops a lot of keys, and these are easy to clear, or relatively easy to clear with a wand.
Mm-hmm. So there's a very real possibility that that's just what Syscrusher is looking for, and might get an item here. Now, I do think if you're Syscrusher and you see silvers, you probably just leave and hope that 3 is not power bracelet blocked. As long as he didn't forget about that piece, that there is a forced overworld block. Well, there's silvers.
Well, it said the same thing in 4. Like, really, you're gonna do this in 4? You're gonna risk it all in 4? Yep, you're gonna risk it all in 4, and you're gonna find the wand. You're gonna do the same thing in 8, and you're gonna find the silvers.
Now I feel like you just grab the Triforce and run. You've got Recorder. You can get back here whatever you want. You make the game tell you you have to get a power bracelet before you go looking for it. But Syscrusher's having
now you can go mode 7. You can go mode 3 when you find it. I mean, it's a lot different than having to dig all of those segments of 7 for.
Yeah. And I feel like at this point you almost just go looking for 3, because you've got quick enough access to 7 once you find 3. Syscrusher's having an absolutely killer run right now, and Jam's got to put the pedal to the metal in getting into 4 to get that wand, or getting into 1 to get that bow, to really have a chance here, because elsewise Syscrusher's just going to completely run away with this.
There were a number of Goma blocks in 4, but I'm not sure that you couldn't just get to the Triforce, or sorry, get to the wand without passing 1.
The wand was not Goma blocked in 4. It was down in the south portion. Required a couple of keys. And that's, honestly...
That's the second time that Jam has used his bait to get 2 bomb drops off of those Gurias.
Yeah, the bait does affect only the Gurias and the Moblins, and Jam is just using it to full effect here. But I don't necessarily like hanging out on 255 rupees for this long when you've seen that keys are not necessarily plentiful. Buying a key or 2 may just save you a lot of extra headache later. Especially if you're concerned about key usage throughout the seed. We're going to get to go back into level 7 for Syscrusher. We'll see where Jam goes. Presumably level 3. Looks like he's going to try to clear out those likes with just bombs and a candle.
Yeah, Jam's making the effort as if this is a very challenging seed, and the only way we're going to get progress is doing some sort of challenging combat. Unfortunately for him, there was some easier combat in 1 and 4 that led to those reusable weapons.
Syscrusher is electing to look a little bit in 7. Presumably this is for keys and won't turn down an item if he sees one. I don't think it's a terrible idea to go looking for keys at this point, just because, you know, You've only got one.
And only 34 rupees, so
Yeah.
it's not like you're going to be able to buy a bunch.
Syscrusher might not be thinking about, oh, I have the knowledge that I need to just check for blocked locations. I need to go check everything because I haven't found 3, or is very much committing to Power Bracelet. Both are possible, and both are relatively reasonable, but he's not going to spend a key here. And a heart container and
Jam does very well to clear that like room with his only 8 bombs. That is just not rewarded.
Yeah. Honestly, the best thing that Jam could have found there would be a red candle.
Or the any key. I mean, the any key might send him back to 1 and 4, right?
Yes, but the combat from the red candle would also go a long way. And I don't think you stick around in the 7 if you're Syscrusher. Now that you've seen that, I think you just go back, get your Triforce, and again, make the game tell you you have to get a Power Bracelet.
It does certainly feel that Syscrusher is not considering the possibility of Recorder Lake holding level 3.
Either that, or he's considering, okay, I need to be prepared for if Recorder Lake doesn't hold it, but when you see that blue Wizard Broom, you don't come back to 7 until you have to.
That was definitely a yikes, yeah.
And let's be clear, even if you have a sword, you still don't want to clear that room.
Even with mags, I don't want to clear that room.
Magical sword, you're fine. Magical sword, you're fine. White sword, you're okay. Honestly, with white sword and 10 bombs, I'd probably just do it.
Yeah, with 10 bombs, that would probably be okay.
But that's only if I am convinced I need to go past it. You still don't do it willingly just because you feel like clearing wizard rooms. Alright, Syscrusher has gotten the Triforce out of level 7. Let's see where he goes. He
enters level 7.
He is going to whistle away to level 5. I wonder if he thinks he's already done Recorder Lake and is thinking, okay, I have to get a Power Bracelet.
Yeah, I'm sure that he feels like he's Power Bracelet blocked. I mean, that you don't dig 5 here.
Yeah, there's no reason to dig this. But I don't think he's checked Recorder Lake, so I really hope he doesn't decide to dig 7 if the Power Bracelet is in 7 before the other. He might also be thinking, okay, I need to go to 5 to get keys.
Yeah, that is one nice thing, is that the likelihood, the more that you clear, that the seed is going to give you more keys than they give you key doors, but so you might be improving on that.
But this is exactly what Syscrusher needs to do if you're Jam. Because Jam needs as much time as he can get to catch back up. Remember, Jam is still running without a permanent weapon besides bombs. This Wallmaster room is not going to be easy for him to clear. Syscrusher will elect to spend the key.
Might, though.
This could be good, though. If this is Power Bracelet for Syscrusher, that's probably his best option. Like, the best thing for Syscrusher.
Yeah, for Syscrusher. We know it's not useful in any way, but
for him, it's the best thing he could find, and it's the boomerang. Okay, now let's see where Syscrusher goes.
On to 6 would be my guess.
If he's convinced himself it's not Recorder Lake, it will be 6, and then he may still dig out the item in 7. I really do hope he decides to check Recorder Lake before digging 7, because that just seems like an oversight or a mismark. Of course, if 6 has Power Bracelet, then he'll probably go check all the Power Bracelet spots. There is still one.
Look at his tracker for a minute, and then he'll go to Recorder Lake.
There is also another item in 8 that we haven't seen.
Ah, yes, there is. Yeah,
honestly,
that's the worst case, I think. He might actually go back to 8 before 7, right?
Yeah, with the Tri-Wizard Broom. Honestly, Power Bracelet anywhere but 7 is good for Syscrusher. But yeah, I think Syscrusher's convinced himself it's not Recorder Lake. But Jam's still without permanent weaponry. Needs to get... Okay, he's headed back to 4 now. Syscrusher should know that room does not have a potential stair. This room is much easier to clear. Now, Jam does not have the bow yet.
And he's going in the wrong direction for it now, but he does have one key that he didn't use earlier to get in. Oh, he actually walked around it, so.
You might be a little bit concerned about this Goma.
Well, I was certain it was going to be that Goma, so I can understand that.
Syscrusher finds a power bracelet in 6. That is what he needed to see.
That'll save him, I think.
That'll save him digging 7, because he will not dig 7 now. There's nothing that can be in 7 that he'd want badly enough to do those wizrobes. He's going to check all the power bracelet spots and then realize it's Recorder Lake.
Or not realize it's Recorder Lake and start re-clearing the overworld. I mean,
if he does, though, that is a massive mismark. Jam now in level 1. We know this has the bow if he just goes to the left. Not there for Syscrusher. Gonna save. He's now headed to the Berry Fountain and presumably Coast Power Bracelet spots.
and really it was this room right here in level 1 that Syscrusher decided to try his luck on those bombs, on those Gibdos, you know, without necessarily knowing you could clear them. And it gave him the bow, and now it's gonna give Jam the bow.
Yep. And Syscrusher now is seeing... He's going to buy a key. I like the key pickup here. But Syscrusher only has one other spot left before he's got to go back for Recorder Lake. It's going to even things out. Jam still does have to get the Triforce out of level 8, though. And this actually does open up another option for Syscrusher to keep his lead. Jam's probably going to bounce as soon as he sees that Triforce in 8. But that is not what Syscrusher was looking for. Let's see where he elects to go from here. Don't think he has all that much left.
Perhaps East Death Mountain, but I don't think so. I don't think he would have. Well, I guess he knew that he had a block, right?
Yeah, he's got to know that he's blocked.
He's got his recorder. He knows that they're blocked, and there's only 7 places you have to recheck, honestly. You have to recheck the raft spots, and you have to recheck the Recorder Lake, so.
Well, he's back towards level 4. They're pulling the recorder out. That's going to take him to level 2. 1. 8. Jam gets a key out of a Goma in level 4. Still in the upper portion, though. Has to make his way to that lower segment.
And Syscrusher has broke the code. Heading to Recorder Lake.
Will Triforce and go out of level 3. With Wand, Red Ring, Bow, and Silvers, you're not digging this item.
And now the interesting thing is, just what kind of decisions does Syscrusher make? Knowing that he's left this behind, believing himself to be behind because of it.
Well, I mean, the only real option is you just go straight to 9, but it's the decisions in 9 that I think you're referring to more.
Right, the decisions in 9, that's right. Being less methodical and more, you know.
And also consider the key situation. Neither runner really has a lot of keys here.
Here's that key door that Sys decided to take early that led him to the wand.
Yeah. It's a little interesting. The map of this 4 is very interesting in that it just kind of funnels you down here eventually. Syscrusher is getting up to a reasonably... It's not a great key count, but it's a much better key count than what he had.
One advantage the Jam has for having not bought anything this seed, except for the meat, is that he has plenty of ammunition for his bow.
Right. But there is that double-edged sword of looking at Jam's key count, he may not have as many keys for 9. So you always got to weigh that balance. And that's the thing with this game, is it's a lot of opportunity cost balancing and, you know. And that's the thing with Z1R, is there's no one-size-fits-all strategy that's going to work for every seed unless you're running like unless you're running something like a GDQ Lite, where there are certain things that will work in every seed because of the way the seed is structured. But in this particular instance, there's not going to be a one-size-fits-all plan for every seed.
Not at all.
Syscrusher now just checking for the Triforce in 3. Jam might not have been able to get this because of a lack of repeatable offense. But now Jam is in the room with the wand. He will get this, and ooh, that's not an easy clear for the Triforce in level 3. And Jam is going to see this wand here and probably be like, aw, crap. Now what? Thankfully, Jam does have knowledge of where he needs to go. He just has to get there. As Syscrusher has picked up everything, he's headed to level 9. But remember, Jam does not have the silvers, and the Triforce was very quick in level 8.
Yeah, I think you'd be really tempted to go to 9 after you get that Triforce in 8.
Because you have to dig 9 anyway for Ganon and then Zelda. You don't have to dig 8 past the Triforce. This is not going to be an easy decision when Jam finds that. Syscrusher's in level 9. We're listening for Ganon and we're looking for Zelda. What are the telltale signs of the two of them?
Well, there's a roar, except I don't know that we'll be able to hear it. Oh, now we can. Great. We'll be able to hear a roar if he's in the adjacent room. And we'll see a single shutter door if Zelda is in that room.
Nice leave your life for money room, by the way.
Plenty of dark nuts here in level 9.
This may be a required transport.
That is the one thing about level 9 is I don't terribly mind if there's terrible room clears, because I have to clear so many fewer rooms than I do looking for Triforces, looking for items.
Jam is going to skip the Tridongos. Gonna see this room, will probably clear it, see the Triforce, will he leave? If Jam does leave here, that probably will seal the deal. It looks like Jam is gonna stick around at least a little bit, probably looking for keys.
Same decision that Sys made at the time.
He will be rewarded if he sticks it out to find an item. But I don't recall if he needed a key to get to the silvers. Syscrusher still kind of avoiding key doors, would rather not spend them frivolously if he doesn't have to. Now, logically, this requires either a staircase or a bomb wall to get to the other side of. The block clubs will never be considered in logic.
And we have a Ganon's roar. But not to the west and not to the north.
Leave south and east as options. Jam does continue digging level 8 a little bit. No bomb wall to the south. No bomb wall to the east. You're going to have to find another way around.
And now with 7 keys, perhaps we do start spending them frivolously.
Perhaps. But why do that when there's a bomb wall?
And I do not hear the roar here, so it is south of that previous room.
Syscrusher may think, okay, you know what? I'm just going to take a stare if this is a transport. Jam is in the room with the silver arrows. But there is a bomb all to the south. And with Jam having gotten the silver arrows, that is going to help his odds being able to come back, but no bomb
Only
wall.
one way into Ganon here.
Ganon might be loud, but he's definitely hired good wall builders. I'm starting to think it might be a magic staircase.
I think he's in Zelda's room. That'd be a real trick.
Is that a thing? I don't think that's a thing.
No, and we already found Zelda's room. But if I were Ganon, I wouldn't put Zelda in a big locked room.
Okay, realistically, if I were Ganon, I would just try to put Zelda in level 7.
That is a good trick, yeah. One of those segments in level 7. Nobody goes there.
Yeah. Or in the case of our specific 7, just put her in that little two-room segment down there in the center.
That one right there, yeah.
Trust me, she'll be very well hidden. Jam now in 7. Probably just going to Triforce and go, because he has all the knowledge. Jam will not be too far behind Syscrusher getting into 9, probably a couple of minutes. Syscrusher will have the exploration advantage of having found the general location, although not a path to Ganon, as well as just some extra coverage.
Yeah, but remarkably, like you say, not that much. Assuming that we find the Triforce in 7 relatively quickly. He cleared a bunch of 3 already.
Yeah, so I imagine he has to have a pretty good idea of where the Triforce in 3 is. Just go based on the rooms that he couldn't clear. Well, that was a stare. It's like Syscrusher is now going to come around this way looking for a path to Ganon. Let's see. Jam will find the Triforce here. He's going to pick it up and just leave. Now, keys may be a concern for Jam coming into 9, but Syscrusher...
Yeah, he's certainly not going to have an advantage with the keys. And he's going to be at least one interaction behind after Syscrusher kills Ganon here.
You can't stab Ganon with a letter.
And potentially, just south of here, could be Zelda.
And that's what you want if you're Syscrusher. You want Zelda just right there. Ganon down for Syscrusher. As Jam has entered level 9 himself. There's the door!
Not one room, but 2 rooms away. So get your GGs in chat for Syscrusher with a race time GG time of 1 hour, 1 minute, and 47 seconds.
A valiant effort by Jam, but just a little bit day late and dollar short. Well, okay, not dollar short. He was very much not a dollar short.
Yeah, everything but dollar short.
Yeah.
Key short, bomb short, but never dollar short.
Yep.
Hello?
We are joined by Syscrusher. GG's and congratulations on taking game 1.
Thanks. Oh boy, made a little mistake there.
Yeah, a little mistake there. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, I don't know what seed I thought I was playing, but I could have swore I checked that recorder. Like, could have swore. I would have bet money on it, but here we are. I dug like 3 levels looking for that power bracelet too. It was like, man.
And you walked by Recorder Lake with Recorder a number of times.
Yeah. I think I just thought I checked it, even though I didn't mark it on my map. It's an oversight, but it could have been a really bad one.
Well, it ended up being the big difference maker was you had pulled the bow out of one very early on. Jam had just gotten back to it about when you were looking for the power bracelet.
Oh my goodness.
And likewise did not have wand until very late. And even though he's headed to 9 now, that ended up being the that was the real difference maker. We were a little concerned that you would end up going back to 7 to look for the power bracelet, which would have meant dealing with that blue wizard room.
Yeah, that's what just ultimately drove me out of there. It's like, no way. I'd rather dig 5, 6, anything else. I wasted bombs in that Dodongo room already. That was a mistake. I should have just left.
The triple
I
Dodongo
should have
room.
just left there. I should have just, all right, go buy some keys, come back.
Well, to be fair, 2 bomb packs is cheaper than 1 key, so
Yeah,
if there was
I
a key in
know,
that
but-
room.
Yeah, but then who knows? There might have. I don't remember if there's another key, but oh well. It would set me back a little bit, but that's okay. There were keys and bombs nearby, so it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, I was happy to see the bow. Obviously, yeah, the bomb upgrade in there was like also nice. Then shortly after the red ring, and found good items. You know, silvers. I got out of 8 as soon as I saw silvers in the Triforce.
Yeah, we considered whether you might have left 8 after finding, because you find the Triforce early, and you did have to dig quite a bit more to find those silvers.
Yeah, I wanted at least to I still needed an item. I don't think I had recorder at that time. I don't think I did anyway.
If you might have had it, but I think you did that. No, you might have done that dig pre-Death Mountain.
Yeah, I was there, so I stayed in.
Paid off for you there. And I think the one of the big differences was your willingness to use keys early on level 1 and level 4.
Yeah,
Jam was a little bit hesitant to use his last keys, and your investment there paid off.
I was worried about keys there, but and I saw the item there in 3 that I likely passed. I was like, well, might be any key, but at that point I had 6 keys, and I was really worried that I was behind, having missed the recorder lake. So I was panicking, so I left. So I just went right past it. I don't know what was the item in 3.
Our container.
Okay. No loss. Any key would have been what I would have wanted, but overall not too bad though. Getting that bow, that was key.
Mm-hmm. Jam has found the room where you could hear Ganon for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Jam may
Went
end
the
up
wrong
having
way.
an incredibly quick 9 if he just bombs a couple of walls in the right spots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I went.
He's into
He's
the
done.
Ganon
I
way
can
pretty much
see
now.
he's done.
Like,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
went clockwise instead of counterclockwise there. It was the other direction.
so we're missing still the book, the magic key, the magic boomerang, and the red candle.
Yeah, sad for the red candle once again, left behind in these bracket stages.
I was so happy to see that one because I was getting so low on money that
It wasn't
like
a terribly
30
generous
rupees
seed
left.
for rupees.
Yeah, because a lot of things rolled up that I had to kill with arrows, so gels included.
Anytime Gels rolls up is a terrible time. Please get your GGs in chat for JamEvil with an official time of 1:06:49. Sounds like we are joined by JamEvil in the room. GGs.
Hi, that was something.
GG.
Yeah, GG, great job. I'm impressed. That was
Well,
tough.
I got bow pretty early, so
Ah, that'll help. Yeah. That's the only thing that would unlock this seed early was the bow.
Mhm.
Just going through everything, my mind was racked. I was like,
Yep.
I kept going into the same dungeons over and over again. I kept running out of bombs. I had to keep
Yep.
killing the same moblins over and over again. I was
We
did
low
really
on
enjoy your
keys.
bait strat on those moblins.
Yeah, I just had to do it like 8 times, so.
Hey, everyone will remember who has watched this race. You can use the bait to group them up.
Yeah. I even forgot that because he noticed like the first few times. I was like, wait a second, I have bait. What am I doing? And, I felt good up until, up until you finished. Honestly, I really felt good the whole time. Picking up that wand when I did, I felt strong. I wasted a little time. My cart crashed once or twice.
Oh.
I always had that constant fear of the cart crashing. So I have to fix something, or maybe I should just play on emulator. I don't know. I'm just trying to make it through this tournament. Honestly.
Join us on keyboard.
Never.
No. I like my thumbs.
You can play keyboard with your thumbs. It's just really awkward.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, to crash.
Hold the keyboard up.
Entering to the first time, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it lost you that much. But this race was quite close.
Yeah, oh no, yeah. It's still finishing, I knew I was like beelining it. I knew that 9 was gonna be pretty short if syscrusher finished so swiftly. So I was just like, I just gotta get the rest of these Triforces and get out of here.
We were a little sorry, go ahead.
Did anyone find any key or
No.
Was there a massive keys anywhere or
3 had a bunch of keys in it, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But I would say you guys were short
yeah.
until level 8, right? I mean,
Oh,
until
yeah.
you got your
Oh,
8th
yeah.
Triforce, you were
I
still
was-
short on keys.
I think
I bought a
I
few.
finished with 3 in my inventory. I had to kinetic key once. Yeah, it stopped me from going into 8 not having keys. So I would have found silvers earlier, but not anything else. I don't know. It was just these are tough flags. The difficulty
They
is
are.
definitely stepped up from the Swiss bracket, and I guess I just wasn't as ready as I thought I was. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But GG on game 1.
Yeah, GG you too.
Thanks.
I missed the Recorder Lake thinking I had checked it, so I dug like 3 levels for Power Bracelet, and I checked all the Power Bracelet spots.
Power bracelet in 7?
6, yeah.
Six, okay,
7
6.
was a mess. I left 7. It was like
Yeah.
blue rose orb infested.
Yeah, there was like a 6 blue wizard room with double shutter doors that you just had to go through if you wanted that item, and I'm pretty sure neither of you were going to get it unless you decided to dig there for silvers and not 8.
Oh my god, I had to kill super pancakes with bombs. Did you see that?
I did. That was quite good. Yeah.
I had 10 bombs and a room full of super pancakes that took 3 bombs apiece. I was like, I didn't do the math, but I should be good.
And you were by exactly 10 bombs, right?
Yep.
You used your last bomb on the last pancake.
If only the bait worked on the pancakes, although that would be kind of weird. It should be a bottle of syrup if it's going to work on them.
You need to force bombs. If anyone's paying attention who's a racer of this tournament and you haven't been forcing bombs up to this point, you have to force bombs at these flags. I have not been doing it. I should have been doing it. Farming bombs is terrible. If there weren't those low health red moblins, we would have been completely boned. So
Yeah, the Gibdos help too, right? The low health Gibdos.
yeah, the Gibdos were nice. So definitely force bombs from here on
Yeah.
out.
And they
That's-
weren't cheap either. 29, I think.
Nope. Yeah, I didn't buy a pack. I was like, nah. I was looking for the bomb upgrades in dungeons. I didn't find one.
Let's be
I
real, there
found
was
one.
blue
There's
wizard
one in 1.
Ah,
Oh, there was one in 1?
Well, not the purchase.
Oh no,
upgrade,
the
but,
purchase.
yeah.
one.
I found the bomb upgrade earlier. That was my first item. And I was like, oh, 1. Let's go in there.
Gam had 255 rupees for much of that seed.
Yep, I sure did.
Like, I'm betting they're both behind the blue wizard room in 7.
Yeah, that's okay. You know
I
what?
may have seen one.
Those in the Aniki.
We both made it through, and we were both just over an hour. So even with the difficulty on these, it's still doable. I was flustered. Definitely flustered most of this time. So,
I think the big thing that helps with keeping the seeds from getting overbearing is the fact that you still start with the 3 Triforce pieces.
Mm-hmm. It
Yeah.
does help, yeah.
yep. So that's it. Yeah, tomorrow 7 o'clock. I'm gonna meet up with you again. Syscrusher?
7 o'clock Eastern,
sir.
or
Yep.
Yeah.
Eastern.
Okay.
The,
if you enjoyed this match, and come back again tomorrow, and you can see the rematch.
Yay! Hooray! Thank you, though. Thanks for the restream. Thanks for the talkie talks and the clicky clicks in the background. Thanks for the opportunity
Yes.
to race you, sis. I look forward to
Yeah.
playing again soon.
Yep, yeah. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
And if you're not yet tired of Z1R, you can watch pretty much straight through this evening and again tomorrow. So this week is full of Z1R in this early bracket stage. So stay tuned and find your favorite streamer and cheer them on.
Yep. In fact, as far as races going right now, we have over on SpeedGaming a match between Scytown and Turing Gamer, and then coming up in about 10 minutes on SpeedGaming 2 will be a doubleheader of Chest Jerk versus Antlers. Elsewise, unless the runners have any final thoughts, I think we can go ahead and call it a wrap.
Final thought? Love you. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, Jam.
And also, if we have not already showered all of our wonderful love and praise for Spudasaurus in the background doing the tracking for us, let's do that at this time.
Thanks, bud.
With that, we're going to go ahead and get on out of here, let y'all get watching the other action we got going on tonight. So again, on behalf of our two runners, JamEvil and syscrusher, on behalf of Spudasaurus, and on behalf of my co-commentary partner, Invisibor, this has been Alsoa. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight, and please enjoy the remaining races that are coming up tonight, tomorrow, the rest of the week, and going forward.